Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Jared at 3Cs. Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas Eve. It's Sunday. We were so busy yesterday, the concrete pad was never cleared off for me to do this video. So I dragged Braxton out of bed early this morning and we're gonna knock this video out. So this video is all about turning radius on all of the betas, and I even have like a Yamaha Honda, and I brought out a Super Mini as well. But come on down the road, Braxton, and we'll explain why. So this is the new 2024 300 Race Edition that they pre-dented the radiators for us and they made the stop easier. This is a 2024 RX model. Same frame and steering radiator design as like the 23 stuff. And then the reason why I brought out all these models is because you might own this bike and then you might want to know about it. So this is a 2023 250. So if you kind of come in, Brax, this has the older radiator design, and they come with the jam nut on the bottom there. I'm not sure if you can see that jam nut down there, but there's a jam nut behind the bolt. I'm not going to tinker with them. They're all going to stay stock. So that turning radius is exactly that. This is a 2024 300. So same radiators as the Race Edition. I got them too tight in here. But this one does have, show this Braxton real quick. This has the nut on it. So one difference between the Race Edition and the Standard RR came with the jam nut. Race Edition didn't. The next bike in line, I brought out a small frame because 125s and 200s come with the smaller frame. So I brought that out. I brought out a Street Legal. This is a 2023 500 RS. I have every engine size in stock, but they're all 23s. I brought out a Beta Cross Trainer. This has its own frame specifically. I brought out, this is a 2021 Honda 450 RX. This is a 2021 Yamaha YZ250X. And then just because Braxton is my Super Mini guy, I brought him out a KX112 that he's gonna ride pretty soon. So I thought this would be a really cool video. Each bike, no matter what you own, I brought out one of every frame that Beta makes to give you this video. So what we're gonna do is on the pad over here, I hope this works like I think it is. I got two duct tape spots. Here, I'll push the first one over. So we're gonna start off with the 300 Race Edition 2024. My plan is to start where the duct tape is. It's not super nice out here today, so I'm not actually gonna try to hit the duct tape. We're gonna go just on the inside of it. Come on the other side, Brax, of the bike to kind of show what we're doing here. So this is my plan. We're gonna start here. You can see the duct tape right on the other side of the tires there. And then whenever I hit halfway, I'm gonna stop the bike, and wherever the front tire is, we're gonna mark it for turning radius to see how it goes. I've never done this before. I've never worried about the Beta stuff, but there are so many different frames now. New frame, last year's frame, radiators, and now we got some other brands sitting here. So I thought while everything is here, and I don't have customers rolling on the driveway, we'd give it a shot. So let's jump into it. So what we're gonna do is, I tried this once with this bike. I'm gonna lock it all the way right now, hasn't moved. Still on my side of the tape, and we're gonna go this way with it. And I don't know if they're all gonna stay on the pad, which might make the duct tape thing harder. On the outside of each tire, right on the concrete cut line, that's my halfway point, I just put a piece of tape on the outside of the tire for the 24 300 RE. And the first time I did this a minute ago, it came back exactly to the point of where it started. So we now know the radius of a 24 300 RE based on that duct tape. So I'll push this bike back and we'll get the next one in line. Okay guys, second bike I wanted to do was a 300 RR 2-stroke. This is the 24, same bike as the Race Edition, but this has the jam nut behind the bolt on the steering stop. So I'm gonna go full lock with it and we're gonna take off. I can tell we're gonna be, holy smokes. Check this out, come on in, Braxton. So we're 2 feet out. I didn't anticipate this much further out, and so this will be interesting. 24 300, so yeah, let's pull this around and we're gonna see if it lines back up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go grab a tape measure real quick and we're gonna measure that. So heck yeah, it actually landed. Inside tire is actually a little bit on the inside of it, but this is where it ended up. I'm gonna go grab a tape measure, we're gonna measure that. So we just did the first two bikes, the 24 300 RE. We'll go inside to inside. Holy smokes, Rex, it's 32 inches closer by taking that jam nut out. So these are the first two bikes. The next bike I want to do is the 250, which is going to represent this bike, but last year's model. So let's see if it's any different. I don't know if it will. I think this is going to be pretty similar to that 250 because the GM nuts are still in there. Obviously, if you buy that bike, you can take those GM nuts out now, and you're not going to hit the radiator. So this is our third bike. It's that 250 RR 2-stroke. Again, it has the GM nut behind the bolt there on the steering stem. We're gonna go full lock here. I anticipate this to be almost the same as that 300. Okay, it is. Well, it's a little bit tighter. Come on in, Brax. It's gonna get hard to do this because we're gonna start running this stuff over. But 250 RR, actually a little bit tighter. So I'm gonna say, nah, probably 3. I think it's 3 inches tighter there. So the next bike we're gonna do is the 125 Race Edition. This is a 23. I actually bought the last two 2023 125 Race Editions from Beta this last week, so they're on their way here right now. So small frame. This represents the 125 and the 200. So if you have either of those bikes, that's what we got going on here. Full lock. It does have the GM nut behind the bolt. And we're gonna send this thing around. Holy whoa. I think we're further, Brax. Okay, so we are way out here now. So why don't you come up here and look at these GM nuts real quick. Just watch the tape. There's not a lot that we can do, so maybe I need to go a bit further. I'm gonna stop. That GM nut is screwed out quite a ways, but until you bend your radiator, it's already pretty close to it, so there's not a lot of adjustment there for you. Let's just finish this one up and get it right around in the circle here. Hopefully it ends up right back at home where she's been started. Yeah. Okay, so good. Let's grab the next one. Okay, this represents all of you street legal RS guys. This is a 23 500. Again, there is a GM nut behind the bolt, 100% stock. We're gonna go full lock here, right off the start. Give it a spin. Holy whoa. This is the second best turning bike here, guys.
Well, that should be.
Yeah, but this is the 4-stroke frame. Is this literally the only 4-stroke Beta? Yeah, this is the only 4-stroke Beta I have in stock currently. So maybe the 4-stroke frame turns tighter, I don't know. But that was really good. That is second best. And you can mess with a GM nut a little bit at home if you want to. You could probably take that out, but still gonna hit a little bit. Highly anticipated Beta cross trainer. We sell a ton of cross trainers. Mark's riding one of all the hard enduros. He's never complained about the steering stem. What's cool with a cross trainer is that there's already no GM nut behind the bolt. The bolt's just threaded in. So we're gonna go full lock. And we're just gonna take off here. Whoa. This whole thing is like so cool to do. I've never done this, and it's surprising me every step of the way. There's really not a lot more adjustment to this bike though, because there is no GM nut. I guess you could take that bolt completely out and just let the triple tree hit which we've done with our race bikes before. We've just like totally taken the bolt out and it hits wherever it hits. It is what it is. So Braxton just brought up a good point. He's like, well, you're never gonna be doing this during a race, but the reason why this is kind of important is like when you're doing hard enduro stuff or you're sneaking through the trees. I agree with him though. If you're at a hard there's no kickstand.
I got it.
Yeah, hold on to this one real quick. The RX. So this is the RX. There's no kickstand with it. So this is a 24 RX. So what I was explaining to Braxton is that there is no point during a hair scramble at speed are you worried about this test. It's just when you get in that tight stuff, that's when you care about turning radius. If you're in a hard enduro and there's a guy right in front of you and you can turn your bar a little bit to sneak around him. So I am curious about this bike. There is a GM nut. This is the older radiator design, even though it is a 24. Full lock. Let's see what it does. Oh, this is way out there. I can already feel it. I don't want to run over our tape. Okay, so this one matches our 24 300RR.
Yeah, that's exact.
So that's exact right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of a wheelie. Sorry guys, I don't want to ruin our tape. Got a lot of work in that tape right there. We're going to finish this off. If you guys are wondering why I'm pushing these instead of riding them, I didn't want to put gas in all of these bikes this morning. I wasn't doing it. I think my wheelie kind of pulled it back, but we know exactly where it stood over there. So let's push this one back. So I'm excited about this because I don't do much of jab bikes. Yeah, this is the 21. It says right in the frame. So I kind of forgot what year this thing was at first. So what's cool about this is I never really ride this stuff, but I brought in these two bikes to do some comparison videos. So I'm not going to sell these right away. I'm going to try to hang on to them a little bit. Let's go full lock with it. Oh, the thing with the Honda, and I noticed with the jab bikes in general, is there are no bolts. There's no adjusting to it. The triple tree actually hits. Whoa, this is super tight. Come on over. That ties the 24 XT.
Literally exact.
So that's a 21 Honda 450 RX. But there's no adjustment to it. I don't know why you'd ever adjust it out. I don't know why I'm too worried about that, but it's all like pre-molded into the triple tree and into the steering stem. So, okay guys, here's that YZ250X. We did a first start video of this bike yesterday and it blew smoke all over cam stand. I thought it was so funny. So again, no adjustment to this because it's all built into the triple tree. No jam nut, no bolt, no nothing. Full lock. Oh, whoa, where are we at?
Same.
Dude, these Jap bikes, they got it dialed. So that's the Yamaha. Remember, I got to keep full lock here. We're gonna go right back to the starting spot. I might have to kick this Honda out of the way. Nope, we're good. We're back. Dude, check that out. It's like perfect. Let's get this out of the way over here.
All right, last bike of the shootout, we have a KX112. What year is it? 2021?
It's a 20, I don't know, 22.
Here we go. Don't fall over. Don't fall over.
Holy smokes. Okay, stop right there.
Well, it's to be expected from such a small frame. Wee. My neck. Try to keep it straight up and down. Yeah. Yeah. This is KX112. I don't know what to say.
All right, so I had Braxton do the last one even though he's in his Crocs and he's still sleeping because it's like, it's about 8:30 now, Sunday morning. All right, so come on over, dude.
At least.
Dude, check this out. Check out our timeline here. So let's just get a tape measure. We're gonna lay it next to it. And we're gonna kind of go over the results. Let me grab that from you real quick. So the first bike in line is a Super Mini KX112. This would also represent most 85s because the KX112 frame is not any different. It's just the wheel size to put a 112 on there. So the next bike in line past the 112 actually was a three-way tie, I'm pretty confident, between the Beta 24 cross trainer and the two Jap bikes. We had the 21 250X, that's a Yamaha, and the 21 450 RX. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the tape measure down because we're going to skip out on the Super Mini. We're going to kind of base all our numbers based on full-size bikes. So that's going to be our starting point. So roughly 5 inch. I'm building a house and I still can't read tape measures. So 5.5 inches in is the new 24 300 Race Edition. That's got the jam nut taken out. It's not too bad. So that's the first full-size framed Beta is here because that's that cross trainer frame. Next bike in line, surprisingly to me, was the 4-stroke frame. That's a 23 500. It's roughly 16 inches past the Jap bikes. We start coming way out here, and keep in mind these jam nuts are really throwing these off because they're still in there and it's 100% stock. This is the 23 250RR, so that represents all the Beta 2-strokes up until this year with a regular radiator. 36 inches further than a Honda, Yamaha, or the cross trainer. A two-way tie between the RX and the 300RR. I expected that. I think it's the same frame, same jam nut. So to me that made sense. I actually anticipated that bike to be in line because same jam nut there. So for whatever reason, that was a little bit further in. And the worst bike in the shootout was the 125 frame, which I'm really surprised about. It's a smaller frame. I thought that would have been closer to the cross trainer. So the worst bike at almost a full 4 feet out further than the RX, Honda, Yamaha, and the cross trainer was this 125. Let's go find that 125 because I feel like I'm picking on it and I shouldn't be. What they really did with this bike is they've got that GM nut screwed out a long ways. So most of these bikes in the shootout, this 250 for example, the GM nut is tight against the bolt, but it's out quite a ways in that one. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. Thought it'd be cool to do a turning radius shootout. Never done it before. I thought it was pretty interesting, the results. I guess I didn't realize how much they really varied. So if you're doing slow technical riding, keep in mind if you have a 23, 22, 21, 2020, you can still do the socket on the radiator trick, dent the radiator, turn it in tighter. So you can still turn sharper if you want to, but these are all bone stock bikes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind, please consider subscribing to the channel. Helps us do more of this kind of stuff. Enjoy the ride and we'll see you in the trail.